Hello, Rev Render Garage fans. We are back with another episode as part of the 2012 Ruckus Makeover Series. Today, we are going to be relocating the brake light. The brake light is buried under the seat here. And when it comes down, it sits just below this bar. It's hard to see the brake light, even though it sits underneath the bar. We're going to remove the brake light assembly from down here to try and remove just the brake light, and we're going to create a mount so that it'll sit on this top bar and stick out farther and make it absolutely easy to see. We need to get this seat disassembled where the brake light housing attaches. I think all we really need is a Phillips screwdriver. So let's find a Phillips screwdriver. All right, got a Phillips screwdriver. So there's 4 main screws that I see here. I'm going to start removing those. And once I get this all removed, I will come back.
Pop quiz. If you answered C, you are correct.
All right, we have got the brake light assembly off, and as you can see, here is our brake light. What we need to do is get these unplugged, and that way we can remove the entire brake light from this housing, and then we will make some measurements, and then we can CAD it up. So we will see you in a second. I'm gonna take this light assembly off. You've got a little nut on the back of each side, and then a Phillips on the front. Should be easy enough. And if you don't have one, get yourself a magnetic parts bowl.
Always Harbor Freight, baby.
It's a real treat to have one of those. Keeps you from losing hardware. Put this in our magnetic bowl next to our other Ruckus stuff, and we will take this off. What am I, an idiot?
A complete idiot.
I am. Now let's get our wrench on there. Well, that was much easier and quicker. Let's get this put in our magnetic. Oh, now we can just slide this right out, but we're not going to get all of these connectors out of here without taking off the bullet connectors. So we're just going to cut these off. Light assembly is free. We got a little rubber plate. Looks like it goes on the back of this, and that will prevent it from vibrating. So we'll make sure that we get that back in place here, and we won't forget it. And it could also affect the design of the mount that we're making. And if you guys didn't know, when I CAD something up on these videos, it's not always the first time I've CAD'd it. It's few and far between that I get a CAD designed absolutely perfect the first time. What I usually do is get it perfected, and then I'll CAD it up for you so you can see the final product without having to go through all the revisions. We're going to grab our current tester and see if we can't figure out what is ground, what is the blinkers, what is brake, and what is running. We're going to have 2 blinker lights, 1 brake, 1 running, and 1 ground. Let's do it. Okay, we got the handy dandy tester here.
Always Harbor Freight, baby.
This is going to light up when power is given to that wire, and that's going to let us know if it has no power. There's your ground. Or it could be a blinker if your blinker is off. It also could be the other blinker if that one is off.
Ooh, yeah.
So by process of elimination, we're going to figure out what the brake, the running, and everything else is. So we've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wires all written down. We're all set. What I want to do right now, we're going to forget the wiring for the moment because we want to CAD up the design for this. All I'm doing is removing these blinker lights so I have a little bit more room to work back here without bumping these and doing something I don't want to do. All right, I got my CAD'ing and notes book here again. The one thing we need to do before we can CAD it up is we need to measure this.
Pro tip, when it comes to measurements, get something to write them down in so you can go back and refer to them later without remeasuring again, dumbass.
It looks like it is 25.40, and we'll just remeasure it. Make sure we're zeroed out here. I swear I said 24 before. 25.51. We're just going to go 25.25. since right now it is 25.51. We'll just cut that last little bit in half, and hopefully that'll just give us that little bit of snugness that we need. Now it's just a matter of figuring out how we're going to design this. So let's head over to my desk and we will start figuring out what we're going to do. All right, now that we got all the measurements taken, we've got our little wires and everything all figured out on our light, we can start CAD'ing this up. Not that we needed to figure out those wires, but it makes my brain feel a lot better that we've already got them figured out. I know what's what, so when it comes time to assemble it,
We'll be all ready.
so we'll get to CADing this up. All right, folks, it's taken a bit of time here, but we've got this all dialed in. I think we're going to get a success right off the bat, but there's always seems to be something that I've missed somewhere. So it's not always perfect first time. But now that we've got this done, I'll get it saved off. I'll get it exported. I'll get it sliced and prepped for the 3D printer, and then we will print it out and see how it works. Well, we have got this mount all printed out. It's on the printer bed right now. We're going to go pull it off and see what it looks like. Look at that. It's all tall. Let's see if we can get it off here. There we go. You can see here, this is where the light will mount to on these two holes. And then the center hole, as you can see, goes all the way through. And that's where we're going to feed the wires from the back of the light through this. It'll sit on the bike like this. And you'll see the back of it is right here. And that's where the light connects to. So you're going to drill a hole through the actual frame tube to run the wires through. And then this little back plate right here is where you can run the wires across and zip tie them just to keep it clean. And then these back holes right here and down at the bottom, those are your set screw holes. So with all that, we've got everything that we need to get this all wired up and mounted up and looking
Badass.
so let's go do that. So here is the light that we're going to be using. Let me give you a better look. We saw that in the previous video, all dismantled. And I'm just going to show you kind of what it's going to look like on this, minus being on the bike yet. Get that fed through there, bring this up here, and then this is a side profile of it, and here's the back profile. It's going to look pretty cool. Very excited to get this mounted up and wired up. Let's go get the wiring done so we can mount this up. We are back and we are about to start wiring up a little harness that will allow us to connect both blinker lights on each side. And then we're going to have to create a Y harness for each of those. Brake light that's on the Ruckus is an all-in-one brake light, so it incorporates the blinkers. So what we're going to do is create a way to connect two from each side. So we're going to have to make Y adapters for each side to allow both lights to plug into one male input, and that will go back into our receptacle. So let's get started making this wiring harness. So the tools that we're going to need is one of these wire strippers. You can do it with your teeth if you really want to. We're also going to need wire to strip. So we've got some multicolored wire here, and we're going to need some shrink tube, heat gun to get that shrunk, and then we're going to need our bullet connectors. So I've got a bunch of pink ones, which is the size that we use. So let's get going. At this point, folks, what we've done is we've taken our blinker lights and we've taken each cord assembly off of each one, and we've added a male bullet connector to all of the ends. There's 4 Y adapters in here, and that reduces down to 1 wire on each side. So what we need to do now is get the wire harness created for the other side and get the bullet connectors on the blinker wire assemblies. So let's get to that, and the next time I see you, we will be at the bike, assembling all of this, getting it all wired up, and then taking a look at how well it works. We are here, we've got our printed out mount, and I just wanted to show you what that looks like right here. We just need to pull all the wires out of this hole, because what we're going to do is we are going to snap this on to test the fit. So let's get this popped on and see how it fits.
Damn.
If that didn't snap a nice little poppity snappity snap. Okay, and first, let's see if this is lined up. It looks pretty dang close. How's that look? Let's let you guys decide. I'm going to mark my set screw holes. So the first thing we got to do is drill this larger hole here. I'm going to center punch this just to give us a starting point for our drill bit.
Don't miss, dude. That would be painful.
Yeah, there we go. So use this step bit right here.
Christmas tree bit.
We are getting close. I'm going to get another ring drilled through on this, and then hopefully we might be making a mark on the other side coming out, which would be nice. Okay, so I think I'll switch to that other bit here so we can get through the hole, because we got to get out that other side again. I'm going to put this seat up. You want to just hold that?
The hole got to be just as big on this side.
Big enough. Oh, okay.
Probably hot.
Oh, thanks. I thought it was pretty hot too. Let me just come around to the other side and I'll
go through.
I'm just trying to
Come off here.
block there. Okay, we got all the holes drilled. We've got our hole, our cord hole right here. Then we've got our set screw holes in the back right here. So let's pop this on and listen for that very rewarding pop. Wasn't quite as rewarding. Let me grab my impact. Now we just need our light. And all right, we're gonna feed this light cables through here. And if I remember correctly, I put the writing up. So there we go. Now let's just screw this light in. All right. So what I did across the back of this is I made some holes here that you can actually zip tie these wires through. Should have made this one off center with 2 holes, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. So now you can see we've got the brake light all mounted, and when you look at it with a license plate, it's going to look pretty sweet, and it's no longer now hidden all underneath the seat. So next thing I'm going to do is just create a quick and simple little wire harness that's going to support getting the brake light reattached, as well as splitting off for having double blinkers on each side. So that's my next task, and let's get to it.
Pro tip, if you're going to cry like a little bit, keep some tissues on hand and man up.
Okay, we're at the back of the bike. We have got all of the lights wired up. We got it all cleaned up. Everything is working. We've got our running lights on right now. We're gonna show you the brakes on this thing real quick. All right, looking good. Blinkers. Blinkers are still giving us an issue. I'm still getting all of the blinkers at one time. So here's a question for you folks. If you have dealt with wiring on a Ruckus and understand how those blinkers work, I have not done that yet. So my question to you is, what do you think the problem is? My head's telling me there's some sort of a relay that's involved, but let me know what your thoughts are on this problem, since it has not been fixed yet. I would love to get this wrapped up and be done with the bike. So at this point, our blinkers are done. Our brake light relocation is done, and everything's been wired up. The next thing we're going to tackle on this is going to be the speedo conversion kit. Right now we have no speedometer on it, and so we are going to get one on it. Let's walk you around the bike. Okay, you can see everything's been relocated. We've run all of our wires down in there. I was a little concerned about visibility from the side. We are saved by this. Relocating this actually helped us, because you're going to get blinker lights on the side. With that, we're going to wrap up this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If you like this video and it really helped you or you enjoyed it, give us a like. Those likes help us out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. You have no idea how much they help. So give us a like, tell all your friends, and until next time, Reverender out.
As always, thanks for watching. Tune in every Tuesday and Saturday for new videos. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Those likes really help us out with the YouTube algorithm. Until next time, Reverender out.